Students, this is me, Shabana Kosar, English teacher in ASF Public School. Today we are going to learn topic number 6, which is a very beautiful poem, The Daffodil, written by William Wordsworth. William Wordsworth, the author of this very beautiful poem, was born on 7th April 1770 and died on 23rd April 1850. William Wordsworth was born in Lake District in northwest England, and now the place of William Wordsworth is called Wordsworth's House. On 15th April 1802, William Wordsworth and his sister Dorothy was passing nearby a very beautiful lake called Ullswater, the second largest lake in England. The theme of the poem, this very beautiful poem, gives us the message that a beautiful scene, once seen, can never be forgotten. It leaves everlasting effect on the mind and heart of the human beings. Beautiful scenes can be enjoyed always. It is rightly said by a writer, John Keats, a thing of beauty is joy forever. You can view, student, this is the view of Lake District. It is this visit that gave William Wordsworth the inspiration to write his most famous and beautiful poem, The Daffodil. Daffodil was written in 1804 and was first published in 1807. Let's start the poem. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high over vales and hills, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in a breeze, continuous as the star that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way. They stretched in never-ending line along the margin of a bay. 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. The waves beside them danced, but they outdid the sparkling waves in glee. A poet could not but be gay in such a jocund company. I gazed and gazed, but little thought what wealth the show to me had brought. For oft, when on my couch I lie, in vacant or in pensive mood, they flash upon that inward eye, which is the bliss of solitude, and then my heart with pleasure fills and dances with the daffodils. This very beautiful poem, which was written by William Wordsworth, which is called the poet of nature. This very beautiful poem has been taken from his collection of poetry, The Golden Treasury. The Daffodils, which is written in the form of a lyric. It is a lyrical poem, and the rhyming scheme of this poem is A-B, C-C. Like you can see here, I wandered lonely as a cloud. Now in the very first line, the last word, the pronunciation of this word having same sound with the third one line when he says crowd, cloud and crowd having same sound, same pronunciation, A. And the second line, last word of the second line, hills, and the fourth line when he poet uses the word daffodils, hills and daffodils having the same sound. Now A-B, when he uses in the next line trees and breeze, C-C. Now the rhyming scheme of this poem will be A-B, C-C. This is a very beautiful poem, lyrical poem, in which writer uses different figure of speech. Student, you know that what are the figure of speech? Figure of speech are the poetic devices that a writer uses to make his poetry more vivid and more clear, and to capture the attention of the reader. In this very beautiful poem, the poet uses different figure of speech like simile, personification, and alliteration. In the very first line, poet uses simile when he says, I wanted lonely as a cloud. Now underline word as a cloud, you can see here. Now here poet make comparison between himself and the cloud. He compare himself to a cloud, lonely cloud, that he is wandering like a cloud, and uses personification. Simile is a figure of speech in which he make comparison between two objects by using as, like, such as word. And personification is a figure of speech in which writer gives human quality to a non-human. Now here he uses that floats on high over the vales and hills. Now the quality of floating and swimming, this is the human quality. Now here in this poem, in this stanza, writer gives this human quality to the daffodils. And again he uses the word fluttering and dancing in the breeze. Now here fluttering, moving and dancing, this is a quality of human being, but the poet gives here to the daffodils. This is called personification, when he gives the human quality to the non-human daffodils. Alliteration is a figure of speech when you can see here beside the lake, beneath the tree, same sound, same alphabet have been used in a same line, beside and beneath. And in the third line you can see on the whiteboard high and hills. In a third line the poet uses same sound, H sound in a same line. This is called alliteration. Now again in the second stanza poet uses simile when he says continuous as the star that shine. Now here poet make comparison stars to the daffodils. Now stars are shining and he makes comparison of the daffodil with the stars, that daffodils are shining and happy like a stars. And then in the next line when he says they stretched in never ending line. Never ending line mean uncountable. And now here he uses exaggeration. When writer uses exaggeration in his writing, this is called hyperbole. And again when he says 10,000 saw I at a glance, that daffodils are numberless, they are countless like a stars. And now here he uses exaggeration. He takes exaggeration, this is called 10,000, and the word never ending line, this is called hyperbole. Now in the next stanza you can see that when he used the word gay and glee, the waves beside them dance, but they outdid the sparkling waves in a glee. Now the glee, happiness, happy, to the being of quality of being happiness or to be happy is a quality of human being. Now poet here uses this quality to the daffodils. This is personification. This is called personification because the writer is giving this quality of being happy is to the daffodils. This is called personification. Now explanation. In the very first stanza, the poet says that the poet was wandering, he was roaming in open, and he was roaming from one place to another to enjoy the beauty of nature. All of a sudden he saw a great number of golden daffodils tossing their heads in a glee. In the second stanza, when poet says continuous as a star that shine. Now here daffodils is a lovely flower of yellow golden color. The poet compared the flower with a shining star that stretch in never ending line, uncountable like star. They were countless in number as the star in a galaxy. The daffodils were tossing their heads with breeze like the star that twinkle in a Milky Way. In this way, they resemble the star in the sky. In the third stanza, when writer says, the waves beside them danced, but they outdid the sparkling waves in a glee. Now here in this very beautiful third stanza, William Wordsworth, the sight of the daffodils brought a great wealth to the poet. It was a wealth of pleasure. While looking at the daffodil, he was lost in their beauty. It made him very happy. In the very last stanza, when poet says, for oft when on my couch I lie, in vacant or a pensive mood. In the last stanza, the poet William Wordsworth is saying that the daffodil was growing near the lake and under the trees. When the poet lies on his couch and the sight of the beauty comes before his eyes, then his heart fills with pleasure and make him happy. So this scene is a blessing in his loneliness. Thank you.